Welcome, guys. Bisola, Oma is my colleagues here in UK. So, Oma, welcome.
Thank you, achievement.
Yeah.
Hello, Ma.
Uh,
Nice to meet you.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you.
so, Oma, uh, the situation for Nigeria. Today, we're just talking about the situation of Simi, the Nigeria artist. Somebody is going to be joining very soon, though Zita is coming, Bisola. I don't know. She's at work, but she will be joining very soon. So we're talking about the situation of this lady called Simi. I don't know much. Bisola is going to brief us what is happening because we're surprised that that lady. Some people are calling her a pedophile, like an adult who is after young kids, and especially some other things she said about her husband. Bisola, what do you want to tell us about that? Then we move further.
Okay. Firstly, this is what is happening in Nigeria. I don't know if Oma knows about Simi.
He knows. He knows. He's very current.
All right. So Simi is a public reputation. So is a public brand, and she sings. She's an artist. So this is how the story goes. There's the false accusation on real about Mirabel. And Mirabel is just a TikToker who goes online and made a false accusation of rape to everybody. And they started, contributing money for her that how will they rape a girl? How will they rape a lady? But later on, she came out that, oh, this is a false accusation that she nobody raped her,
Wait,
nobody molested her, that
sorry for cutting
everywhere
you.
was
Sorry for cutting you. You're actually saying a girl, like girl got that mind, go falsely accuse a guy, say
like
the guy raped her.
seriously,
Oh my goodness.
oh, a girl formulated that.
Hmm.
Well, there is actually real cases of rape, but I never expected this thing to go far like this. But since Mirabel came and now said that
Hmm.
no, they didn't force her to rape anybody is a false accusation. Then when she made the statement,
Hmm.
Simi came out because she's a big brand now. So she
Yeah.
came out and she felt so that thing emotionally that how will they
Hmm.
rape a lady and the person will go scot free without anything. She was the first person to even donate as a feminist.
Hmm.
So after donating for the lady, everybody begin to come up donating for the lady and stuff like that. So the lady now came to tell
Let
everybody,
me
okay, oh,
let me read what. Sorry
yeah,
for cutting you short. Let me read what I got that Simi said. She said almost every woman I know personally has been sexually assaulted at a point in their life. You can't think it's okay to shut up for speaking about sexual assault because some people lie, and if you lie, you should face consequences. She's talking about this in aspect of the situation of Mirabel, that the guy should face consequences. Abi, continue.
yes. That tweet that you read
Hmm.
was the tweet that me tweeted when that case came up.
Okay.
A man, why, where there are many hookups and all these things that you can even go to just do your thing. But
He said,
this
go to hook up and do what? Do your thing.
uh,
Oh my
is
God. Yeah.
hookup not there? Oh my god, oh, see me. Hookup is there, but why you going to the extreme of raping a lady that doesn't want it? Do you understand? But
Yeah.
that one is by the side. We are even talking about false accusation, which leads Simi to this problem that she is in. Do you know what it is? Like using your page, the page you have grown, like big brand. Simi is not a small
No,
brand and she's
but for me,
international,
oh,
globally, everywhere.
but for me, what I think that lady just did was like, ah, bad thing don't happen. No, I know I don't like this at all. And she just came out and she was trying to.
Exactly. Exactly. That was what Simi did. For
Then the
me,
question now
I'm
is that
against some things
why
and
are
not
you
against some things.
why are you Nigerians after her? Like as of reports, allegedly, some people are saying that the husband wants to fight for a divorce. Is that truth?
One thing, don't just
Mm.
offend, don't sha pray that Nigeria should not happen to you. Pray that Nigeria should not happen to you because Simi was trying to fight for the female gender, but the
Mm.
male gender rise up like why will Simi call them rats? Why is it that every time female is being raped or maybe it's false allegation or something, the female will rise up and defend their own gender? So the male was like, okay, let's see what the female can do. They dig up Simi story and find old tweets. I don't know how to get old tweets about a child she was talking to,
Yeah.
David, 4 years old David. Let me make a reference to that chat. Dat tweet, I mean, a child talking to him that the child was sleeping on her laps, like want to touch her shit, that why will David want to do that? You know, the child is young, but Simi was not talking in the light that the child wants to do something wrong or she's doing something wrong to the child, as said
Mm.
in on the tweet that maybe she was doing something wrong to the child. She was actually correcting the child. And something about Simi is that anything that is happening to her, like emotionally, some people like social media. Anything that is happening to me now, I will just tweet it on social media since I'm not a public figure. Do you understand? Like an ordinary
Mm.
person tweeting on social media, okay, I'm washing my undies. I tweet it on social media. Exactly the same thing. Simi just tweeted that chat on social media and she was 23. She's an adult. She knows what she's doing quite well. And
Mm.
she was not doing any bad thing. But now, when they find the tweet, they say Simi is a pedophile. Do you understand
But
that?
but
That goes a
but
long way.
that tweet in that tweet she was talking about a 4 years old that took his hand and want to put somewhere. Now true abi no be true. And she now who is the adult that should have taken the hand out said go and wash your hand. That means the guy must have put his hand inside there he wants to put it. So does that not make her a pedophile? That she allowed him to do
No,
what she a
actu- actually, that
4 years four.
yes, that tweet is actually with a boy, for a boy, sorry, because that boy is young. Simi actually helped her mom in daycare, daycare runs now. She has a daycare school and everything. So she's familiar with children. She play and work with children then alongside her music career. So Simi was actually correcting the boy. It's like you are twisting the tweet. Simi was correcting the boy that she shouldn't put the hand there. Of course, she can't act the way she write it in the tweet. She acted accordingly, if I may say,
Boy,
because there was no
sorry. He
evidence.
said,
There was
Oma, you
no
go come
evidence
in
that the
here.
parents came up.
He dey here. She was correcting the
I
boy,
dey
and
hear.
the boy is 4 years old. How can the boy now years old go read tweets for 2012? I be 2000 and what? A four
Okay,
year
So
old.
can I
wait. Let
can
me
I
let
can
me
I
ask
can I
you, what
come
is
in
Come
the
in,
now?
Oma.
evidence? What is the evidence? Wait, what is the evidence that that boy was molested?
Can I come in now?
Call me normal, beg.
Yes,
Okay.
In the
yes,
fear
you can.
So,
evidence.
yeah, so my own submission is that the intricacies of issues like this, even in the most advanced societies where they uphold the rule of law with all might, is there's a lot of complexity surrounding it. Do you understand? So it's one thing to come out and say that somebody has raped you, right? It's another different ball game when um you come out in the end and you say that, oh, it was a fake allegation. So just the way we've had movements for fights for women's right, and the black people's right, and all of those things, it is actually currently a movement against uh, false rape accusation, and uh, uh, DNA fraud and all of these things. So there's a whole lot of complexity regarding that aspect, and this is why it is so. It is because, okay, if you say that if women report rape cases, they should be punished, then some women who are victims of rape would then become afraid to come out and speak up, because they'll be like, oh, this guy, what if the evidence I have is not enough? At the end of the day, they don't find him guilty, and I end up being reported myself. You understand? So these are the
Yeah.
complexity that are surrounding this issue of rape, and it is not only affecting um, our society, Nigeria, even the most advanced societies, it is a problem for them. They have not been able to, crack that puzzle to understand how to perfectly balance that judicially. So, in some cases, while you have administrators of laws, you see them passing harsh verdicts on individuals who falsely accuse people. At the end of the day, it doesn't give
Yeah.
people back the years of life they might have spent in prison. There are people that spend 30, 40 years in prison before, you know, the woman will come out and say that it was a false. Even if you take that woman back to prison or whatever you do to that woman, it cannot bring back the many, many years that that person has lost, even if you give that person all the money of the world. You understand? So, this intricacies surrounding all of these issues is quite complicated, right? So that is my own general submission on the case of rape, right, and false allegation. To talk about Simi, right, I also do not see anything wrong with what she tweeted, right?
Ah,
She no, 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 no. Let me submit. Let me submit.
no,
She
no,
posited.
finish.
Oh no,
Okay.
she posited
What?
that rapists should be prosecuted, and women who are found to have wrongly um accused people of rape should also be
She did not say that.
prosecuted.
She did not say
No, no,
that.
no.
No, she
Did she
didn't
say
say.
that? She did not say that. She
I
spoke
read
about for men,
I
and
read
she was.
something like that.
Wait, this is
You read
this is
something
it.
like
This
that?
is what Simi did for our brand.
Okay.
Simi was fighting for female, using
Mm.
her using her platform. She was only fighting for female. Well, if you are a guy, we have influential guys now who can fight for guys as well, using their platform. But the main idea is that she used her platform to pass a message across for female gender, so that they will be beware. It's not a bad thing if she say that, if she use her platform to fight for women. or fight for female
Bisola,
around, because
Bisola,
most
no,
Okay,
there is
rampant
okay,
no,
cases
okay, okay. Wait,
is
there is
wait.
for
Let me
no
is
cut you
for
guys
stigma.
here.
female.
Let me cut you guys here with this. Let me cut you guys with this. Hear this.
Let me just start from how this
Just hear this.
story starts. Now, for you know, a young woman called Mirabelle, and the heat of that moment, a lot of people got emotional, which is kind of understandable due to delicate and disturbing nature of news around. So the Simi and what went wrong, around Simi's response. And the singer who got emotional during that online conversation called out men about not holding the agenda accountable. Now, further doubling down, saying, in quote, you can't think it's okay to shut people up from speaking up about because some people lie, which is actually valid. Eventually, when Mirabelle's story was confirmed to be a fabrication, people pointed at Simi to apologize, but obviously fell on deaf ears. She went to even shut people up that are out there on social media. When they take over, they dug up her old tweets of her kids that were enrolled in her mother's daycare. Now, referencing these kids that were as little as 4 years old. And all of a sudden, she now has an explanation about.
You can see she did not
Yeah.
apologize to men. And this is
So
one another thing that is happening in UK here, where women can just
Why will
accuse you
she
because
apologize
the law is at their side.
to men?
it's not in the UK. It is in all corners of the world. Women, the strength of men is very physical. The one that women have is more like to tarnish somebody's image, to be manipulative. Women are
You see,
not physically violent, but they will violate you mentally, psychologically. You understand? So she's just a perfect example of what uh, an alpha female will be. Ideally, if you come out and put up something like that, you should also come out and, say something justifiable about the other side of what you are defending.
and
And yes,
another thing. Sorry, Omar, for cutting you. Another thing that is annoying me so much was that when she came out to say something, she said, "All men." There's a point where she made a reference that all they should be castrated. And when
yes,
the
All
other
men caught
female now,
in what act?
in the act of sexually assaulting women, should be castrated, she did not give them any option of being investigated. That is another thing
well, well,
that is
if
pissing
that is
everybody off.
what she is positing, then
And
that
she
is
she made a
extra.
free speech now from her.
Yes, so
Sorry.
that would be extrajudicial if that is Simi's case. So another thing that I really want to put out there is that what I know is that a whole lot of people come out much later in life to claim, especially women, that they have been molested by so and so persons, and it might quite rightly be true, and it might be wrong, but there are also such and such cases where it is the women who are the culprits. But at the end of the day, it is the men who are less psychologically impacted because the society expect them to be men, right? If a man comes out and says that a woman rapes him, they'll be like, didn't you enjoy it? Why are you complaining? And things like that. But it is something that affects
Exactly.
people psychologically.
But
Omar,
but
Omar, do
but
you know
one
that?
thing,
Wait, wait. I find that offensive.
It is. It
When
is offensive.
a woman say a man says a woman rapes him or a woman assaulted him, then you don't think that the man needs some care and attention like the way women would be looking for something like that.
sorry, I didn't
So
get you. You said what?
In a case where a man fall victim of this, then you don't think a man have some mental stress and anxiety or something that people should be concerned about that person. Is it that a man is just born that anything can happen to them and just leave them to sort
How
themselves
many
out?
cases of
In a
this have
situation
you
of
seen in a man? How many cases
That
of this have you seen
that
in a man?
Bisola,
I am a victim.
that's
I was a victim
exactly
growing up.
that's
How
exactly
I was
many?
a
what
victim growing up.
that's
I was
exactly
a
Because
what
victim
we are
growing up.
talking about, Bisola. It is uncommon for men to come out and say this because the world does not expect them to do that. They expect them to be men. They ask them, Didn't you enjoy it?" They don't believe men when they come out to say these things. But I
no,
want to put it to you that men equally experience all of these molestation, harassment, maybe not to say less cases of rape, but they get molested as well. It happens to everybody, especially
yes,
when they are in their era of childhood, when they are very much vulnerable and they don't get to express themselves.
okay, yes, fine. I get what you say. Sorry, but me from the society, I don't know. From here in Nigeria as a whole, let me say Africa as a whole, the percentage of women being raped is high in Nigeria. And let me shock you, most of them don't tend to speak up because they are afraid of what society will say. Except their lead or they have influence of speaking up. It's recently
Bisola,
we are now seeing people speaking
Bisola,
up. No, sorry. Let me say this. It's recently you are now seeing people speaking up. If you look at
Bisola.
Achievement, I think we have a new person online.
Yeah, Zita has joined us. Bisola, seems like your network
Yeah,
is disturbing.
so I clocked in late because I was stuck in traffic. That's why.
No, no
And I've
problem. No
not
issue.
gotten home. I had to stop by at my friend's.
No issue. No issue, Zita.
Okay, that's
We are talking about the Simi matter, and they are trying to justify Simi, whereas me, I'm telling them, no, this Simi is guilty.
We're not. Nobody is justifying Simi's action. And Simi is not guilty because nobody has taken her to court. They are digging up a chart that she made that can be referenced in any way. But one thing that I also believe is that if you throw stones, I mean, if you live in a glass house, they say you shouldn't throw stones, right? But
Yeah,
if you must throw stones, you must make sure that your hand does not is not visible to the world, that they know that you are the one that threw the stone. So for if you fight corruption, they tell you that corruption fights back. So that is exactly what is going to happen. She cannot stand or stay and start putting down a whole generation of men and not expect a backlash. That is my own take. I do not support uh, men raping women, but I also do not support the double standard that exists in our society where women who are caught or are found out to have falsely accused men of rape go scot free, right?
yeah,
They
but
go scot free. So
from my own
if at the
opinion,
end
I
of the
think the
day,
social media is taking it too far.
exactly.
They are taking it too far on Simi and on our relationship as well.
uh,
To
uh,
the extent into
Bisola,
adequate gold and bringing. I'm with you.
didn't you see her tweets about her husband? Didn't you see her tweets? The way she
That is
was
I'm
talking
about.
about her
That
husband.
is what I'm about to say. Even bringing AdeKunle gold to this matter. Fine, they dig
But
up
she was the one that
AdeKunle
tweeted
tree.
it. But she was the one that tweeted it.
She was
She
the
said
one
a
that
lot of.
triggered it.
She was the one that was tweeting about the husband. She was like, there's a tweet I saw. She was like, normally,
Ah, go back.
Adekunle Gold is not her spec, but
No, let me.
she just in her own mind just want to keep him because she just felt like he's a nice guy. What kind of way to address the husband?
Is that a tweet from Simi, or you are just rephrasing the tweet?
I'm rephrasing the tweet, but that is a tweet from Simi.
Because
Let
the
me
tweet
see.
I saw from Simi is that I agreed to Adekunle Gold because he obeys
Okay.
my command and values.
So I was rephrasing it.
So many people tend to twist the old tweets that Simi have made earlier on in life. But the major thing is that the social media are taking it too far, and they end up digging Adekunle's gold tweets that he made about girls. They end up bringing it out, which is causing a chaos now. Like causing a chaos everywhere on social media that Big Fish was once like this. I was thinking if it was blogger or something, but Big Fish had not
Hey, my
actually said
battery.
anything about it. It's just still silent treatment now. Do you
Okay.
understand?
See
So
some.
this, yeah,
Yeah, continue. Finish talking. Finish talking.
I said so. This rape gist about Simi and Adekunle goes just like they are kind they are trying to pull them apart. You know, there are couples that have been doing well before. We don't hear the story, but because she came out emotionally for Mirabel and using her platform for any kind of rape allegation, false allegation against women, that she purposely did that for women and not for men. Anybody can come up and do that for men, fine, but using her past experience just to judge what she's doing is not right. That is what I stand on. It's not just right, and they are going a long way bringing the husband into this.
They are
It
not
goes a
bringing
long
the
way
husband
for me.
into it, Bisola. You should understand one thing. They are not bringing the husband. She was the one that tweeted about the husband. And there is another tweet she even made in regards to fast, if I'm not mistaken, and other tweets she made in regards to other celebrities. She was the one that made these old tweets.
Wait, do you know that Adekunle Gold has his own tweets online?
He has on tweets, but it's not
He
as
tweets
to
of past years, as in what he tweeted past years ago was actually online about
but it's
seeing.
not as bad as the wife.
Do you know that their comments on that tweet that Big Fish was actually like this? Am I dreaming? People were commenting, am I dreaming? Like husband and wife. It was you can find it on it. It was actually a slap on the face. Like, why would they drag something that is supposed not to escalate like this? They are not. It's now a complex issue. Do you understand that kind of thing? That she has to work with her PR to delete some things, some tweets about her past life when she has not grown to be a brand. So I think the
Okay,
social media actually take it too far.
okay. Now, you're saying the social media took it too far, but we have seen that this lady, Simi, which we call a saint, is not a saint. For you, I'm sending this question directly to Omar. For you, who is a Muslim, Omar? For example, let's say you have a wife, and now your wife now see you now see the past of your wife and see what she has done in the past, and you can see, okay, let's say it's something like Simi's own. Maybe you can flag it off that she did not do anything too much, but you saw the way she addressed you as the husband. Would you still want to keep her in that relationship? Would you still want to marry her? That is the question I want to ask you.
Well, I don't have a context of what ensued between she and her owner's husband. I don't really have much context on that. All I know is that she was out there defending women, and it was a robust defense. So she was actually attacking men by trying to defend women. That is on one side. I believe that people's actions, right, should be paid off. Like, I mean, their actions and inactions, crimes and whatever should be paid off by those individuals and their family, their husbands, their children, or whatever has nothing to do with whatever any individual has done. So to talk about their personal life, their personal marriage, I think those boils down to individual difference and preferences. There are even regardless of religion, there are stern Christians, Muslims. There are lenient Christians and lenient Muslims. So there are those Muslims that would find out the past of their wife uh, even before they get married, and they still decide to marry that person because believe, they trust that, okay, whatever they have done is in the past, right? Then there are those that are not okay with it. So also, if they find out during marriage, there are those that would, just let it go, and there are those that will make a big deal out of this. So I will say that it all boils down to individual preference or choices. So if you are somebody that does not consider somebody's past as a major determinant of your own relationship with those persons, any such person, then you see that you are good. But if you are somebody that, you know, uh, his record and is worried about records from way back, then definitely there's going to be a problem. So there is no one answer to that question that you ask. Achievement.
I'll read this comment. This is what I just said when Bisola was asking. You noted that point that if they did it to men, people would be like, "Didn't you enjoy it?" Somebody even was crying out here, and he was like, "Bro, I was molested as a little boy. I cannot forget it." The woman might have been doing this to others too, and she's somewhere defending herself and her people and living her best life. After all, nobody takes abuse to men seriously. You can imagine a man pouring his heart out, and another person said, "I talk am." Now, cause most male child don't report this to our parents. Now, 80% out of 100%, see, even sometimes, even sometimes, this person they talk when I was about 4 to 5 years old. Till date, I still don't know how I remember this. You can imagine the trauma which men goes through too. And somebody now come from nowhere and said, any man who is found guilty, she did not even use the word guilty. Any man who is found on the act or who is being accused should be castrated ASAP. And now the reverse being the case. I saw a story in USA of a man. I'll share the story to the screen. A man was arrested for many years because of false sexual allegation. What do you have to say about this, Bisola?
I,
This
I
Or Oma, anyone who wants to speak?
No, let's Bisola speak. I spoke last, so let us speak.
this is it. First, the thing I said earlier was men cases are rare compared to women cases.
It's because we don't get
I
that
mean, based on
here to speak
statistics.
about it. And in a case where the reverses the situation, we don't even have that time to explain anything before. In fact, in the UK here, before you say one or two things, you're in the police station already resting. before they will hear you and start doing anything.
So, Bisola, I don't think that is a justification for our discussion to say that it's the cases are rare, and we have given you multiple and many reasons why it is rare. It is because men are not expected to come out and report. Men are less believed to be victims of any such harassment, rape, or what have you. So I think for you to say that it doesn't occur much, is does not justify. It doesn't make. I say, how do I put it? In a very positive way. It doesn't portray positivity from your own side. So what I would say is that it is a problem that we have uh, noticed that needs to be addressed. Even when I started my own communication, my comment here today, I specifically mentioned that men, women falsely accuse men, and men
A
lose
lot,
a whole lot of time
a
in
lot.
jail, a whole lot of time in jail. Like at the end of the day, they can let a man off after he has spent 30 years in prison, and they give him 30 million dollars, pounds, or whatever. That does not compensate for the 30 years of his life that he has spent in jail. He has missed having a child, he has missed watching his child grow, he has missed his mother's funeral, he has missed. I mean, freedom is so precious, and you can only know this if you have ever been held captive, or if ever been restricted for the tiniest amount of time, or been inconvenience of your freedom for the most littlest reason. That is when you understand how precious freedom is. Now, women do this. They tarnish people's image. They are manipulative. They ruin men's life, people's life. So, what we are now saying is, since women have this idea that, okay, there should be stern um, punishment for rapists, right? You should come out with a solution also that curbs these issues of false allegations, because it ruins people's life. So in your own opinion now, what do you think should be the proper action that we should take against women that falsely accuse men, and men serve a particular time in jail or punishment or what have you? I personally, I believe that if a woman falsely accuse a man and that man is jailed for 30 years, that woman should also be taken to jail for the same amount of time. Let the punishment be the same for rape and for false accusation. So let's hear from you.
Okay, let, let me share my opinion now. This is where the ball game start. Let's put it in our own situation. Like, okay, fine. A child, maybe a male child or a female child, was raped when he was maybe a small, was sexually abused when he was small. As a parent, you have to notice your child. Like in a real life scenario, that is what I'm putting it like if it's happening to someone, you first have to notice your child, because yes, you've left your child in the neighborhood and eventually something might happen, you might not even know. But seeing your child growing up, as parents you're supposed to you know know how your child grows, know how you nurture your child. And it's good for parents to be observant about children, because when you're observant, you know that something is definitely wrong with this child, something has happened to this child. Do you understand? because the child, most child, maybe from female, okay, female can see that somebody is being raped, but from male they can't see if maybe he's raped or not. Do you understand? So from childhood, I think parents should observe their children, irrespective of how busy they are or not, because it's not actually good for both gender to be sexually abused when they are growing up. I didn't support that.
Okay, you guys have spoken your mind. For me, I think this lady, this Simi, should be arrested for sexual molestation. And at the same time, I think this her husband should just terminate everything with her. I don't know. Am I pushing the matter too far? Omar, are you there? Are you there, Omar? And another situation that is happening to DK matter before we just round up because we don't have that in our schedule to talk about today is regarding to this situation of a
My
woman.
husband 4 years ago with
Let me start.
my child. I thought that when I left my husband that things will get better. I thought I would get a better man that is better than my husband, but they keep telling me to go back to my husband. I don't know what to do, my please. I just want to I just want to go.
Omar, are you back? All right, I think we are having some connectivity issues with Omar and Bisola, but that is by the way. I wanted to talk about this Tonto DK matter. The Simi matter is still annoying me because what that woman said was crazy. What Simi said was, Omar, are you back?
Oh yeah.
What Simi
Uh,
said? Okay, I wanted to round it up summarize because but that Simi matter is pissing me off because I think that woman should be arrested and questioned because having a daycare is just like having a public organization in Nigeria. And that public organization, let's say a school, it should be regulated. And if situation like this happen, a parent should question like, my son went through this in the hand of somebody like you. You know, how many kids must have suffered from her before this one got exposed? All these things should have been investigated. And for the husband, I would have suggested that the husband leave that relationship because, of course, if the reverse be the case, a woman will not want to hear sorry, sorry, sorry. They will just want to do what is in their mind and how they feel. What do you think about that, Omar? Before we just summarize, and that is it for this Simi matter. Omar,
can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So I think we've basically discussed um uh, all possible, or I'd say all available opinions that we would have there in the minds of the public. So I think it's really um a learning curve for her and for everybody else. If you are a celebrity, you are a notable person, you should know what stance uh, you take, how you speak, and what reactions you should expect from any actions that you take. So, uh, generally, I think the issue would be left to many interpretations. There are people that would see Simi in a proper light. There are people that would see it as a dark thing, and There is no one politically correct way to look at things, and whatever opinion people have, they are able to justify it, give their reasons, and whatever reasons they give you, yeah, it would probably have value. So that's just it. It's just a thing that would be left on air because okay, well, nobody is taking anything to court, so there won't be any judgment or final verdict. So at the end
But
of the
but
day,
but you know that if this is to be
Sorry.
used, Simi would have been investigated ASAP. Then checking the backgrounds, which kind of student at school, how many students were there, and they would have checked all these things to understand if these
Ow.
students have any trauma. Bisola, are you
Ow.
understanding me?
Why?
Of
I'm
course,
not.
this is a public thing,
I'm
like
not.
a public organization which is being regulated by a government. Of course, they should investigate the situation because
Why?
she has breached her tweeting those things and people saying those things. She has breached the laws of the organization, the ethics of the organization.
Where is the evidence? See, social media
What
is
is the
not
evidence? The social media from
fine.
her mouth. A person said
Fine.
something
There is
is enough
tweets
evidence
on social
compared
media,
to
but there is no strong evidence for you to now say that they should take
speed.
Simi's case up.
Pardon me. Pardon
For
me for
what?
coming. Do you know about Speed Darlington? The other rapper Speed Darlington, who on his own vlog he used his mouth saying that he had an affair with a 16 years old. Do you know he was invited and he was declared wanted?
Who is that? I didn't get
Rapper
that.
Speed Darlington. Let me see if I can get uh, something like that. Rapper Speed Darlington. I don't know if you can see my screen.
Okay. All I can see is Simi.
It was a trending news last year. Let me see if I can get his picture. This guy, I think he was invited and he was declared wanted last year. I don't know if you
That you
can see
raped
his.
the 16-year-old.
He had a consensual affair with a 16 years old, and he was invited for questioning. So, in a situation of Simi, this one is not even 60 years old with a consensual. This was a 4 years old, I think, and is a public organization by the mom, which is regulated by the government. Even at some point, the NAPTIP alert Interpol moves over 50 million bounty for Speed Darlington, the National Agency of Prohibition of Trafficking in Person, according to their body name. They said the controversial entertainer Darlington Okoye, popularly known as Speed Darlington, by placing him on an international watch list for what this is following the artist's repeated failure to honor a summon over a viral video in which he claimed to have had sex with a 15 years old, not 16 years old, a consensual affair. Did you see that?
Okay. And they arrested him based on that fact.
Actually, I didn't follow the matter up. I don't know if he was arrested or not.
For
But
things to go into, sorry.
if they are placing
Okay.
bounty, 50 million naira bounty on him, know that it was a serious issue.
That means there's they're delving into the case and they are finding evidence, and which they found evidence, they can now move the case upward. But now it's going rampant in social media. People that want to investigate the case, they are investigating Mirabel, and if they find anything or anybody come up with this kind of allegation against Simi, and fine, people are coming up with allegation against Simi that then when she was they were in school, witnesses like that, but there was no strong allegation. You know what bloggers can do? But bloggers can bring down somebody image in 1 second. Do you get? So there is no this strong evidence to pull against her. There is no strong evidence based on tweets, personal tweets. So there is no strong evidence maybe against the government or something, against the school or something. There is no parents that have come up that they're molesting a child.
All right, if
Social
you
media is wide. The news is viral. People will come up, but there is nothing from the government that this is what happened. This person came to report. So we can't just justify that she did this, she did that. All she did was bringing out her emotional self to just fight for a lady, fight for a girl. That's the only thing she did that transpired that escalates to this whole thing. That is the only thing. She's not I didn't find any guilt in what she did. I didn't.
so you're technically supporting her.
I'm supporting her because she's raising people to voice out. She's raising females to voice out. I'm not saying men should not voice out. They should. But females most importantly, they don't voice out when bad things happen to them. And even though they voice out, my ulterior motive is just that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Are you there? All right. That being said, we have lost Bisola. So, would summarize because okay, Bisola has come back again.
So what I'm saying is that even though women come up and say that this guy raped me, I'm expecting the police, as the nation is governed with laws and rules and regulation, the police should delve into the case before social media can take it up. Okay, social media can take it up, fine, but police should delve into the case and see what is true and not. That is what I have to say. But for Simi, she has not nothing wrong. To me, she has done nothing wrong.
That is equally what I'm saying. That police should call her for investigation, and investigation should be carried out immediately. And the husband can
No
see himself
investigation
after.
on what? No,
That is what you just
she
said.
has
That police
no,
should dive into the case.
honestly,
If police is
she
diving
has
into the case,
no,
then they will call her for investigation. They will know how many numbers of students has come to her
no,
new school when she was
no,
assisting the
at
mom.
all, no investigation in this at all. There's no
So
invest.
how would
What
police
are
look into
police
the case?
investigating on?
Then,
This is just, yeah, they
how
might
would
do their
police look into the
background
case?
checking. They might do. You said what?
For police need to call Simi investigation, or they need to call her for questioning. That is it. But that being
After
said,
they
because
do their background checking, but you can't summon somebody because of that tweet. When it was pasted, you didn't see the tweet. It's now when something situational happened that you are now saying the tweet because Nigerians felt that they should dig it out.
a
So
crime is a crime.
police have to do their background checking as they did for Mirabel. They did their background checking. So police has to do their background checking. If there's any case that warrants Simi to face the panel, fine, she will. But if there is no case to face the panel, there is no need of bringing Simi up to face the panel based on social media rants. That is going too far.
All right. In that is all for Simi for today. Before I round up, I wanted to talk about a little thing, though we don't have it on our schedule today. But I just want you guys to hear this voice note of this lady. And there's a celebrity who was having that kind of situation. So I wanted to ask my question, but that is after when I've played the voice note. Then in less than 10 minutes will be done, and I'll let you guys go.
I've been married. I separated with my husband 4 years ago with my child. I thought that when I left my husband that things will get better. I thought I would get a better man that is better. My husband, but they keep telling me to go back to my husband. I don't know what to do, my please. I just want to I just want to go back to my husband. I just want to go back to my ex-husband. Pastor, I've
So this is the same situation which we are facing in the aspect of like two people are trending on the same matter. Maybe we'll talk about it maybe some other time. There's somebody called uh, Tonto DK, a popular Nollywood actress who, of a recent, she had issues with her husband, and she was like, "This guy is a 2 minutes man. This guy does not have money. This guy does not do this." And after some years, she's trying to reconcile with her husband. And we have another lady called, is it Doris Ogala, who had a very beautiful, wonderful marriage. And guess what? She left the marriage for a lover, which she loved so much, calling the lover a pastor. And guess what? Doris Ogala is now regretting after some years. What do you guys have to say about this situation? We just summarize and round up.
Okay, if I understand what you are saying, well, that Tonto Dike is trying to go to her husband that she has left years ago.
Yeah. And same situation of this woman. I don't really know who this lady is, but she was crying on the media where she was talking to somebody in regards to a situation that is happening to her. That she left her husband for some years, and at the end of the day, she couldn't find a good replacement for her husband, and she's looking to go back to her husband, and she wants to go and plead to him.
To go back to do what? I don't understand.
Even me, that is the question I want to even ask you,
I don't
ladies.
understand. To do what? As in to go back to do what?
To go back to
Fine.
reunite with your husband, work out. Work out. The gold you thought you saw outside was not a gold.
No, what made her leave in the first place? They're supposed to no, the narration did not go well. They're supposed to tell us what made her leave in the first place. What made her leave in the first place and going outside?
Okay,
It's
we,
cold
we know the
outside
story.
now.
I think you know the story of Toto DK when she was leaving her husband back then. If I'm not mistaken, 2015 or 17, thereabout.
I think Tonto Dike is now a good Christian now. She wants to go
She's
back
not.
to
She
her husband.
Okay. She's not a good Christian, and she can go back to her husband.
She's now a good Christian now. She collected an award of discipleship and this thing from
Then she's now free
NSCC.
to go back to her husband.
And she wants to be a good disciple. Even when maybe when she becomes a pastor, they will not see that Toto, our beloved pastor Toto Dike is is single or divorcee. Okay, yes, he's a divorced person that we have to follow our pastor way. She's going back to her husband and maybe that kind of Christian life, model life, maybe she's trying to follow that way. But of course, the man is married now. So this family, I think, is
I
like
even learned. I
clinching.
even learned that the wife of the man is now having issues with him.
Yes, now I think the last time they met, Toto Dike was trying to hug or come close to the guy. So as a woman, so I'll just be looking at my man like your ex-wife is coming close to you and I'll not do anything. No, now it's all shade of wrong. See, what?
Omar, sorry for cutting you, Bisola. Omar, this one is for you. Let's say, for example, you're married and one issue or the other, your wife left you, and after many years, your wife now think of coming back to you right there, she was thinking that rather she was not actually going for a greener pastures. It didn't work out. And of course, now, somebody that has left marriage must have tried different relationship, must have done different, with different guys. And now she's coming back to apologize to you. Would you take her back? Omar, are you there?
Yes, can you not hear me? Can't you hear
I can
me?
hear you now.
I said not to waste time with that question because I don't think it's even something that we should be addressing. Be it a man or a woman, anybody that leaves you while you were.
Sorry, I can't hear you now again. Why you were what? I
I
think
think there is network.
I think your network is having some issues, Omar.
But this Omar is trying to say that you will not accept the person back. Oh my god.
All right, no issue. Thank you very much, guys, for joining today. Today was it was a bit kind of dull, but maybe next time we'll get better. And thank you very much, Bisola. Thank you, Omar.
Yeah.
Omar, are you back? Can you
Yeah.
hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah, yeah. Bye bye.
All right, bye.
Okay, Omar has gone. I thought he was saying something.
His network just connected.
Oh.
All right, I'm
Well,
ending.